Hello and welcome to the STUK on Self-Love podcast. STUK Designs is a successful nonprofit for girls and a clothing brand run by young women from around the world. At STUK Designs, we believe in self-love first because self-love is the dawn that marks the beginning of all the different kinds of loves and because it undoubtedly sustains success. This podcast shines light on strong and talented women who excel and persevere in life while bathing in abundant self-love. So if you're ready to keep it real, level up in all your inner work, creative business, and community impact, then you've come to the right place because we provide you with content that helps your soul glow and your mind grow. Thank you for pressing play. Let's dive in. Hello everyone, my name is Tazeen and I am the blog and podcast manager for STUK Designs. Today we're telling our stories and why STUK Designs is so important to us. Ever since I was a little girl, I have been drawn to the power of words, and I have utilized this power to nurture my creativity and to heal and to cope. Although I was unaware of this power when I was younger, but now that I think about it, it has definitely helped in shaping my life. I have searched for ways to mend and to nurture my mental well-being. That has led to a series of trials and errors. There have been techniques that worked and those that didn't, but the one constant that I kept coming back to all my life has been, without a doubt, writing. And then finally, I made the conscious decision to incorporate it into my life permanently. I just find so much joy in writing and reading the works of other phenomenal people. Fiction, classics, nonfiction, you name it. From shaping your identity to inspiring and flourishing creativity and healing and coping, there is a multitude of things that writing is capable of doing for a person. And I strongly believe in this power, and I aim to have that celebrated. Being the blog and podcast manager for STUK, I have the opportunity to do so. I receive strong pieces by women from all walks of life for our blog. I get to read and share stories of self-love by women who own their lives and who own everything that comes with it: success, failure, happiness, struggles, everything. Now, through this STUK blog, I provide a platform for women to empower themselves and to empower each other and just bathe in abundant self-love. My aim is to have people use this gift of words and to empower themselves and to love themselves and to embark on a journey, the kind that I'm on, where I learn each day more about loving myself, and I get stronger and wiser and more free each day, more than the previous.
Hi everybody, my name is Madeline and I am STUK's Partnerships Director. And I'm so excited to share with you today about my journey to self-love. And not only that, but you're probably wondering, how in the world did this girl from Indiana meet all of these women from California and India? Well, to start, my self-love journey actually started around the time when I was 8 years old. I was acting in professional plays when I was a really young girl. I mean, sometimes I would leave school to go perform and then come back and finish the day studying in the classroom. But as you can imagine, the world of theater is pretty competitive. I would sometimes audition with groups of girls around 500 girls in one space. And I was constantly, subjected to criticism. We were competing against each other. So sometimes older girls would have an idea that we can't all win. But I do remember the first moment that I remembered what self-love is, or I realized what self-love was, because my mom used to tell me every single time before I would walk into the audition room, sparkle like a star. And that's kind of been like my way to remind myself to love myself at all times, because sparkle like a star has made me think of my individuality and the beauty that only I hold. And I sparkle like that one individual star, and you might sparkle differently from me, but that doesn't mean that you don't sparkle as well. So essentially, self-love is all about being unique to me. And fast forward in the future, because of all this competition between different girls that I faced growing up in acting, I've always, at my core, wanted to help other women grow into their confidence and their self-love. So I got involved as an intern with an organization called I Am That Girl. And I Am That Girl is also a nonprofit, and basically their focus is just to help women grow in their confidence and their self-love, and to give them, other resources to help with mental health or their academics, how to balance friendships and home life. It was an amazing organization that I was super happy to be a part of, but that is actually how I met Brett, the founder of STUK Designs, because my job with I Am That Girl was to interview influential women and, women that were just inspiring us as an organization. And Brett was actually one of the women that we interviewed about STUK Designs way back when, before it was anything that it has grown to be now. I mean, when I interviewed Brett, of course, STUK Designs was this amazing organization, but I was very much focused on the fact that she was creating art. And I had no idea about the impact that this organization really had on young girls of color, that they had the partner organization in Ghana, until I really got involved. So after interviewing with Brett, I ended up following STUK Designs on social media, and honestly sent Brett an email saying how much of a fan I was of hers and the organization. And after many, many months of just following and starting off, honestly, writing for our blog, Brett actually reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in becoming the programs manager. And I would say that my position has evolved even as we're taking on this crowdfunding. I've evolved more into dealing with partnerships, and that's really where my heart lies, in connecting with people and other organizations who share a similar mission to ours. So that's me. That's my journey to self-love and to STUK. And I'm so excited to continue this process in, sharing our mission and telling you who we are and how we're changing girls' lives through our organization.
My name is Brett, and I am the founder of STUK Designs. STUK Designs is super important to me because of my passion for art as well as mental health advocacy. When I was about five, and in kindergarten, I lived in Orange County. And I remember doing art for one of the first times, and in the class, our teacher pulled out the box of crayons, and she pulled out a orange crayon, and she said, "You color this lightly, and that is skin color, that's skin tone." And I remember sitting there when I was 5 and looking down at my own hand, that's not my skin color, but I was the only girl of color in the class, completely. And probably the school, and probably our neighborhood. So quickly after that, my mom relocated us to Oakland, which at the time was definitely a diverse cultural melting pot. So I went from one extreme kind of to another. And so I have perspectives of being the only Black girl and perspectives of being in a very diverse environment. But being in the art world and developing as an artist, being in art classes, since about that age, I was often the only. In most classes, I was the only. And there's a very strong feeling behind that, just of being the only Black girl. It's very awkward, you can't really be yourself, the teachers are usually white, but it's once you get higher up in the art world, you start seeing less and less color. And so I really want to change that for Black girls. Right now, I feel there's slim to none representation of Black girls in art classes. Growing up, I really can't remember very many Black friends in art classes or anything. And it's just that shouldn't be. We're in 2021, why is that still happening? And why aren't people more upset about it? Like, why don't people care about this? So that's really my passion and why I'm so like purpose-driven about STUK, because it has the ability to change the world. We really believe that it's a humanitarian issue. Currently, there are about I would say 5% women of color artists that are actually included in museums around the US. And that is such a small percentage. And by those museums, I mean like big museums like MoMA. But that is such a small percentage, and that shouldn't be. Like, that is not normal, that is not equal, that's not equitable. And it's because of like the just systematic racism and systematic structure that continues to exist and not present opportunities to girls of color. And it's not fair and it's not right, and we want it to stop. We want to give more girls opportunity for art resources, art supplies, which are super expensive, art classes, and we want them to be able to have creative careers and actually believe that they can have creative careers. Because right now, we're looking at, whatever the aftermath of this pandemic may or may not be, and it's projected that about 20 million girls might not make it to school, back to school, after the pandemic, just because of how many have been out of school due to it, and that's on a global level. And in STUK, we have really seen this actually, firsthand, because we had to put about like 3 to 4 or maybe 5 girls back in school, who were going to our partner school and who ended up not being able to afford it anymore. And they were just out of school, selling on the street, doing whatever they had to do to support their families. And through our donated funds, we were able to get them off selling on the streets, or get them off, like, just staying at home and back in our partner school, which is Diamond State Academy, and it is in Macedonia. So that, in essence, is really why I'm passionate about STUK. And as an artist, I'm sitting right now in a gallery show that I am included in, and I want girls to just have opportunities like this and be able to do this. Like, I want to see more girls who look like me in this industry, in this career, and I don't really see any other organizations doing it. I don't see the government doing it. I don't see any other help doing it. And so we're really yelling out here that there is an extreme need for artistic education, and without it, it's just like there's only the minimum, there's the bare bones of like social structure. And art is part of life, art is life, and art creates movement, art creates energy, art creates life, and without that weaved into all of those other elements, it's kind of, it's boring. Who wants to go to school with no fun, with no art, with no creative outlet? It's a part of just really being able to learn how to focus, learn how to sit still, learn how to hone in your attention, your focus, it just gives you an outlet away from like social media, an outlet away from, the outside world, and it helps you tune into yourself, which is what STUK is all about, self-love first.
Hey beautiful people, we at STUK Designs have begun our crowdfunding campaign with iFund Women supported by Caress. We are raising money for expanding our programs, manufacturing art kits, setting up our studio that will be a space to empower women and girls through art and self-love, and a lot of other work that we have planned. We would love your help in our mission to provide girls in underserved communities art education and help them recognize and utilize the power of self-love. Visit our website www.stukdesigns.org for a link to our campaign. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. You can visit our website www.stukdesigns.org to shop our merch, make donations, join our blogging team, or be a part of our affiliate program. See you in our next episode. Love and light from us to you.